Prince, we're there with you. Reflection. Come again.
All I needed.
Just in case you misunderstand, for some strange, unapparent reason. When we say reflection, where I say things in time, reflection. So instead of me play two more songs, I go straight into something. Listen good, listen keenly, carefully. Still continue to use the dictionary.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my good brother. Appreciate your invitation. I appreciate your coming here today, this afternoon. And of course, I know you are beginning to feel a bit that spring is in the air. And to come out here on a Saturday afternoon takes some doing, and I certainly appreciate your taking the time. Of course, I think the subject matter warrants the time as well. Death at an early age. Is the school system setting our children up for failure? Is the topic that was suggested to me today, and to which I will speak for a bit. Is the school system setting our children up for failure? Very interesting question. Is the school system really has it ever set them up for anything else? It depends on how you measure failure and, of course, how you measure education. In my class at the College of New Rochelle at the campus here at Co-op City, I teach a course called Children at Risk. And during that course, we study an article from a very well-known book in the field called Regulating the Poor. That book describes...
Yes, regulating the poor. And is other people's education setting up Africans or black people in the diaspora to fail? Now, there must be 1,000,001 views and opinion in that. But I am saying that when one is in Rome, it's not so much you do as the Romans do, you know. You don't have much of a choice. You know, if you want to survive in Rome, then you have to abide by Roman standards and want to survive. And one of them standards is to have an education to be able to compete within that society. And since that be the case, one educates themselves so that them can make the attempts to get a good job. Because it's all about surviving. If one doesn't do that, then we're going to struggle. We're already struggling, but we're going to struggle much more. Survival is going to be minimum. Life is going to be extremely difficult. So you have some people that just talk hard about them something and decide, I'm not deal with what the white man I deal with and all of them something there. But there's levels of that. You understand? Because if you say that and we don't have no infrastructure, we don't have no form of employment and everything, what are you and us and the generation and the population of us going to do? You understand? That's a non-starter. See? And still, there be a lot of people that they say, yo, me's a big boss revolutionist and activist and everything. But them not have a pot to piss in. And that's in a foreign. Them kind of language, they can't work in a foreign. And even at home, them language can't work because the system there is mimicking the said system of the colonial boss, i.e., Britain. Right? And unless a person summer down and decide that let's say their family, them are uptown people and, them are try rub shoulder and everything with the middle class or the upper T people, them and so forth and so forth. Things rough. And I saw it has been and I saw it still is. It rough. And our evolution is once we haven't spotted or realized how things are being fashioned and not try get involved in the competition and train ourselves like blasted athletes forever and ever, train ourselves up there so that we can survive without all the struggles, then we don't survive. So all of us have survived through struggles. And we all have not liked and still doesn't like the outcomes and the journey. And that's why we need an infrastructure, and that's why we need a forum where we speak to ourselves, and that's where we also do not require Rufuses. Yesterday I understood that one young man, one of our youth, who plays football and score a goal and the race celebrate. But I don't understand why some people think say that is top news, because these are people that who are trying, they've been trying and still are trying to assimilate into British society. And them have this perception, this view that them can change this country to love black people and to appreciate and accommodate. Them appreciate us to a level, which is that what? Clean them street, run them post office, be dutiful in the works that we do. And just sit back and be quiet. Play an amusement and just be cool. Just don't bother make no noise, don't request anything. And these people, they're now back again on radio stations, national stations, and even TV shows. And I say that, they're going to continue to work and, you know what I mean? So, you can't change. And I'm not being a pessimist, you can't change it. This is their country. And if them see that we are offensive to them and nothing is happening, and our grandparents them is in their grave and everything, why you think so that you can keep begging? Huh? At Arsenal, they used to clean the boots because they wanted to be featured. They wanted the people them to recognize them. And they was in there cleaning that big pan, that big thing that them call a bath that everybody jump in. Clean that out when the players them finish. Clean them boots and all them something there. Huh? They've done their duties. How much black people know that? And even some of the people them that gone through all them something, they don't tell the people them what they went through to get there. Them just let the people them talk to them about the football that they've been playing and the opportunity that they've got. They never tell them, so them used to clean out the place and everything. How hard them had to do things just to get someone to view them. And then recognize them to say, yo, you know what? we give this youth a chance, you know. And most times back then, it was all about how quick we could have run up and down the pitch. It wasn't about our skills and our talent, you know. It's about how quick we can blast away, run up the touchline and everything. It's like the same cricket, run, fetch. Even the story about cricket is not being told. They were going about, oh, the West Indies got farm and this and that. No, we run about the place like dog after a ball for people them that just stand there and somebody bowled to them and the person hit the ball about the place. And we were called to fetch. Right. See, all them truth there is not being told. People just look at it that somehow this white guy just saw us batting and bowling a ball and say, wait, make them slave boy and come play. No, them slaves were fetching the ball for this white man with him beard and everything. They were having their jolly little fun. And we grew to have this idea that we're going to show them. And we persevere to show them that we're not going to fetch ball. We're going to lick this ball about the place against you one day. And that's what happened there. In the Caribbean, the regular people will tell you that. But the statical, the uppity, ippity people, them not taught that. And if you speak that in their present, them shut you up quick. Where am I going? Where am I going? I'm brewing up something because when it comes to discrimination and racism, there's no law for us. They don't set examples of people them who abuse us and offend us. And us goes all the way back, you know, decades, when our mothers and our aunties and everybody and our uncles and everybody are work to help develop back this country. They've been spit on, cursed, and made to feel like nothing. But yet still, the health service blossomed and bloomed. Post office blossomed and bloomed. The railway service blossomed and bloomed. And the transport buses blossomed and bloomed. Punctuality. And that was us. Now, no laws under the statutes of England and their constitution and welfares and everything was set to look at us, because them deem us not to be fully fledged humans like their American brothers and sisters. We're not fully human as far as the white man concerned, you know. You all need to understand, when him see we run, him call that the animal in us. And him always a push that thing to say, run faster than the other ones that we thought was fast 5 years ago. So them have this sensation about world records and fastest human and this and that. And this is always around us, you know. It's always that thing there. And then they analyze and think, say, who? And next thing you know, they want to know what we eat and what we don't eat. Huh? Them fish around their own people for drugs. But us, it's not respect them showing us. Them say, well, them don't have the accessibility to those things, which is good for us in those areas. So they say, well, it's got to be their food. What did they grow up eating? Because when it's them, them I look at them people them very carefully because them say it's got to be drugs. Because remember, they perceive us to be not fully human. We're animal-like. Yes, lacking of a soul, and them have human soul and we don't have that. So when Ben Johnson thing bust out, it was a white man who want Ben Johnson to go faster than him. He was. So that man injected or gave, however him do it, him give it, the man, the young man at the time, these drugs, steroids. And steroids kill pain. But through him I use Johnson's an athlete, him I use the steroid gradually on him as he's training and so forth. He's monitoring and he wanting to go faster so all of a sudden him can see what the barriers are. And that's what these people are all about. Interfering with people's metabolism and try this and try that. So he was a guinea pig for them. Don't you see how things work a certain way? Ben Johnson, they run in a Canada, but he's a Jamaican. He's a Caribbean man. Young man. He's not Canadian. But now Jamaica come now with Bolt and Asaf Powell and so forth. So was all eyes? You can bet it. Everything was fast on them. And the only thing that them could have come up with was, I wonder if ganja have that kind of influence. So them kept them under surveillance. But yet still racism, discrimination, ill treatment was still there. No rules, no laws, no nothing. It's just a talk about something they talk about. And then them quiz we to say to us, how do we determine that? How do you identify that? What is it? Right? And it's in the police, it's all the services. So, where we going? Now we have this thing here called Semitic. And Semitic and Semites are Africans. Yo, don't run. Stay with your dictionary. And don't say that you treasure your job more than your sanity and your morality and truth. Oh, yes. So, we have to really understand, we have a whole heap of apologists, and them come out to the Bible, because Paul was an apologist. His name was Saul, and then him get a job. He's appointed by Rome, and then confused the whole world up to now. That person, them called Paul. Saul, Paul. And they say that listen, the people that say that he is a Jew, or was a Jew. Which Jew? Where this thing, where these titles came from, these words? There was no J, so how come this person and this other one, Jesus, and this word title, Jew, came about? Where it come from? How it come to identify Jacob's children? That's another big topic. And this is not Farrakhan, it's another big topic with clarity. So we're not good, because that's too much energy for what? Okay. So, Semites, these people who want, there's a people, not these people, there's a people who strive for recognition in this earth and also strive for protection in this earth. By any means, protection. And I'm going to show you why I say protection, Because there's so many things in the dictionary, and there's so many things within the social sphere of societies that them find and them deem to be offensive to them because they want to be seen, not heard. So no one knows who they are. You know what I mean? It come like if you think about UFOs or aliens, you know, are them something that we went through for so many years. The people them put them thing upon and put all the television shows and it. Could you imagine that we don't know what that is, but the people them are among we, whoever beings are among us. And if you think a joke, you better realize that we don't know. We don't know the sphere of life, of society, of life. Yeah, this earth and this universe. Yeah. So, how would we recognize the unrecognized when everything looked like us as we knew it as humans? But these people have a wild concept and understanding. You know? So them create so much things of representing themselves, shielding themselves, defending themselves, and also attacking. Because they do attack other peoples. And the systems, the so-called democracy systems of the earth, of the world, pays homage to them. That is fundamentally disturbing. That is fundamentally disturbing. So we on the other side who are being abused from way yonder up to this point here in time, and genocide has been inflicted, and eugenics has been inflicted, and slavery, all the despicable nonsense have been done to black people, African peoples, and it hasn't stopped. But yet still our pastors and all of these racial evangelists, you know, that call themselves activists and so forth, do not highlight this. They do not highlight this because of the theological education and the stream of education that we've all received. And we're grateful because, listen here, we are a highly moral people, even though we smell shit all our life. Throughout our existence in the slave realm. Not on the continent, you know, in the slave realm, because the people them kidnap we and everything, and that's how come we are among them. We have to understand that. That's why I say kick this Windrush conversation out to the curb, because that caused an intellectual problem and an educational problem and an informational problem. And it's damaging, psychologically damaging. How come? It exists only for a handful of people, perhaps less than 500. So stop it. Yes, so we are dealing with the multitude, not to do evil, to make it known correctly. You understand? Not this divide something that the British is very good at, and then them divide it, then them start subtract it. They never multiply. Yeah, so we have not centered ourselves to look at this man and tell him, listen here, change your stature or improve your stature, because we're not moving and going anywhere soon. Furthermore, we're striking. We don't have that. When the New Cross disaster took place, and we formalized ourselves and called the attention to ourselves in this country, and to farm ourselves in attention in one spot. That was alarming to welfare, to the Home Office, to the very fabric of this country. Naturally. But then we had a whole heap of people who was working against and trying to find out who and how all of these, how all of that came about and how it was manufactured and coordinated. See, that's the right word, coordinate, how it was done. And who were the peoples, them, who orchestrated this thing. That's what happened. People them who get qualified or who is on courses and even 10 years after that in youth and community and social and welfare work, they were all questioned on that. And they had to do exercises for months, at least a month on that. Because it was their way of trying to extract from our minds and get information as to how this thing actually happened. And remember, we didn't have no internet. It was just letters and phone call. And we didn't have no mobile phone. It was the national phone box. And people who had families had phone in a them house, private phone. But we trod up and down, and we call trodding, we link up and down these motorways and speak and eat with our people, communicate with our people through the wide range of wide farms of gatherings. It had nothing to do with 100% or even 90 or 80 or 50% sound. No. It was about welfare and it was about us knowing who we are and where we are in this place called England. And we had various amount of coming together, and then we go back. And then we come together and we have dinners, same conversation, we have flip chart, and we have discussed ourselves. Anyone who don't know that, then you weren't in England in the 60s and 70s. So don't bother talk. And anybody who was in the 60s and 70s and don't know that, you had your head in some dirt. This is true reality of us in England. So let me move on. Discrimination, not change. Cyril Regis, Clyde Best, all of these people. Listen here, football, all them things, athletic, everything. And that's just because this man I make millions, and them know I say that every time we take we hand or we foot and do something with this thing called sport, we're excellent at it. And we're the ones that excite the audience. So if the thing don't have no excitement in it, they lack in audience. How much of you know that? Come on, it's a sales pitch. Okay, so that's what we're required for. Now the people that today, yesterday and today, we have to do some things more. We have to set up more training. We have to set up more educational things for African black people around football. And we want to promote and encourage them into coaches and management and all that. I lie. And even if you do, what the rock stone is that all about? We would like to put our own team up there. We are saying no. We want to put our own team up there. African United, Caribbean United. And that we want to do. In your black backside premiership. So what you did, you went out and you say, yo, you know what? and you give all these Saudis to keep your thing, because your thing falling, your whole thing falling. So you go get those guys who don't have no real faculties, and them come and take all the oil money that them get from you and give it back. Because them buy your damn broke down team and try to keep your league going. That's what's happened there. But you know that we want Africa united and Caribbean united and diaspora unity. Yes, you know that. So you just clip our wings before we take off. So now we come like that bird that is a bird but lost the understanding to fly. An ostrich. Look upon them, man. Ostriches are birds, But them lost the understanding, just like we slaves, children of slaves, to fly. Still have the wings, but it doesn't know what to do with them. So they have some very, very, very strong legs, and them just run. Them flap the wing because they are birds. But them can't get off the ground. No matter how fast them does run. Because they can run real fast. But they don't have the understanding of airborne skills. And also, secondly, their feathers, where their wings are, do not grow that way again. So they stay there too dormant for a long time. What is that to do with us? No connection with self, no connection with home, as in the continent. We lost a lot. So when this man look upon us, we just play and amusement people. We're just athletes and musicians, and then troublesome. Them see us. And if them find us to be quiet for a while, them come and humbug us and traumatize us. That's where the racial conflicts, discrimination conflicts come. Because them know how to turn us inside out and upside down. That's not a people that have humanitarian qualities. No, it's not. We're fooling ourselves, man. And then we all want to be this forgiving set of people and don't look at ourselves. And when we have different views on something, ourselves, you want to see how outrageous we become and hostile. And then we start part company within ourselves. But with that man, he kick you down, him shit upon you, and you still get back up and clean yourself up and right back into him or her. Simple, just like that. Who caused that? The same thing that you have there called religion. That's something that you have, that they have, that we've embraced. We've embraced the warp concepts. Because we were educated and are still educated and influenced by them. So now we let me go take the thing to where we want to really go. These people that said that every time something happen, that somebody's anti-Semitic, and then them get the world and managements and everybody crying with them and weeping, and then them decide they're going to banish we. We must apologize, stately apologize. We must get suspended, and we must apologize, and we must be fined. And what if we brethren, them sticking $500,000 plus they insisting that him go to some training that is being orchestrated by them pertaining to what is offensive, that they regard as offensive to them. So I'm asking the question, that's why I'm dealing with this right now. Why? And we got educators that can talk and maneuver like these people? I mean, come on. And these are same people that every day Them kill my brothers and sisters. Them set up an apartheid system in Palestine that they're calling Israel today. And no country on this earth says and do nothing to them and stop them and put sanction on them for human rights violations. And it continues. It continues. Because they say that they're Jews. And they want everybody to acknowledge that they are that. I'm saying, hold on, carry on with your thing. But here what happened? Leave us alone. And these alleged African Americans, dumb jackasses, always been taking their meals from them. And then when their children come up and see something different, the very parents of those children ostracize them children for these people. And even though we have financial independence in that same United States, we have nothing. Because that man, they control everything that we are excited with and we imply ourselves within. Now that's where Dr. Amos Wilson was saying, Malcolm, Malik al-Shabazz al-Mawali had been saying, long time. That's the independent route. And no one was saying we should not attend any of the educational, the national syllabus. No, we didn't say that. We're not stupid. But from you keep striving, you would have moral independence and ethical independence and independence of decency and independence of value. We don't have that. We don't have that. We're damn apologists. And well, that man does this and humiliates us every turn. He humiliates us at every turn. And those set people there, when them decide for thunder school, them turn it. The basketball NBA league and them control it. Everything we do. Now, that's business. That's business. And they've established themselves in a business. They can't turn around and say, yo, God, where you make the people them have so much? No, they established themselves in a business. In England here, the Asian man them established themselves in a business, in economics, in housing, everything that them need to survive, them have their own infrastructure. The people them that we look at, we hear them name Chinese and so forth, them not but the same. So you have to go round the place and try to find out where these Chinese people them live. And you have some places them that we call Chinatown, and you go West End, one of the most expensive areas in London to rent some space and to live. And them live there, you have to think, we out the backside, them can afford that. It's what they just do. What do they do to be able to maintain that lifestyle? And that lifestyle means to pay the rates. And not 2 pennies, and not £3. Them outflank the Englishman whose country it is. Because he only goes in and come out. And the most thing him about there is theaters. National theaters and cinemas. The rest is China. Chinese people, Japanese people, and Chinese people. So they've established themselves. They never another place called South Island, East London and Railway, and the Asian people, them, every place them got them communities, and them established themselves. We know we're just the rogues around the place. So that other set of people, they're business people. But them look on the thing that, yo, you see these people, they got some talent, man. and if them sing, them dance and so forth, there's money to be made. And them come there with them sponge and them just juice up that. And then them influence that and turn it round. And then we're wondering what the hell's going on. And then when we want to talk mythologies, we talk mythology without saying, hold on a minute. We are doing this thing to ourselves. Because someone takes you on this gatekeeper shit and them start talking all this mythology and everything and don't say, yo, this is how this thing happened. And this is how it's being maintained. Is we are strangling ourselves. Aiding and supporting another set of people that opposes you. They don't really want to see you blossom. Like right now, on the television, there's all of these save the children, this, that, the other. And who are they using? Africa and African children. And strange enough, them call them Emmanuels and Elijahs and Fatimas and Aishas and so forth. And then on another side now, you have one of the top men that is an ambassador for the to UNICEF. He's talking about Yemen and him talking about this European thing here and so on. And they're raising, because you're coming up to the end of the season called December and so forth. That's what they do. So when our children, mine included, look at these things, they think, say, yo, we are nothing. Someone is always helping us. We always come with a bowl for handouts, but it's not us asking for the handouts. It's somebody that don't look like us saying they're working on our behalf. And when you listen to the language, listen to the sound that they're using, it captures your soul. And the people who are really behind this something there, you not see them. And the population of this country does give out millions of pounds per year, thinking that they're helping Africa with clean water, thinking that they're helping African despicable children with all these disease and so forth that's being portrayed in their front rooms, their kitchen and wherever, on their televisions. So if we have a discourse now, the people turn and say, yeah, we help you. No. We does help you. It is just those rogues that's in football that doesn't like you. And they're not telling a lie, but it's not the truth, the full truth. It's the whole blasted population. That's why every now and again them take some black man and black woman and start talking about this Jesus and so forth. And this year, them say Black History, them come with Black History and Sport. That wasn't us. That was the Home Office, backed by the Cultural Secretary, backed by Central Hall. All of these bodies got together and planned that. So it was about looking at athletics, looking at sports. And we more than that. And then all of a sudden somebody comes and say, oh, did you know that we are the first black captain of England? And it goes on. And people get, ooh, it goes on. And for years, it's all about the inventions in America, throughout the Caribbean, and throughout the whole world. All the domestic appliances and so forth that we've contributed to. And somebody take the ownership for the things. But well, the system across Europe and America, they know say African slave children who've done these things. Said none of those things are being paid into us. And now some of the things that get paid into us, the people them don't even want to pay $1 to those people's them children, our grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren. They put you through a thing, say, prove it. And why is these things going on? It's taking time. And why is time is being misused and mismanaged? Huh? Different peoples come and you start from afresh again. That's what they're good at. So our basketball brethren, they want him to apologize. And you know, say if him don't apologize, as far as they're concerned, the kind of apology that they want, and it's got to be publicly done, they're going to blight in his career. That's the kind of audacity of power that these people have. And we have awarded them that. Because we behave like, say, we're not in the same earth and we don't have integrity. The question I'm asking, what is it that they're so afraid of? Why they colonize the Bible, the dictionaries, the news most news medias are owned by them. How come now them are sanctioned words? And English people, you know, if we were speaking the religion that them set up, we would ask them simple questions. Did your grandfather, grandmother, and all these people were there in the first war? They say, yes, okay. Were you in the second war? Yes. Did you lose in those wars hundreds of thousands, millions of lives? They say, yeah. So I say, all right then, that's all we need to know. And once you know that, stop your talking. But let me tell you something. We who never know nothing about your war, nothing about your conflict, we lost lives too. We lost hundreds of thousands from the Caribbean. And we lost hundreds of thousands from Africa. Amongst we millions fighting, representing you all in your conflict that we still don't know up to today what the hell it was all about. So when God and his angels question we can't say nothing. All we are going to him know that we kill people on your behalf. And that's what Muhammad Ali made it clear to the world. I don't know nothing about no Vietnamese. Vietnamese not tell me don't go to the shop, and no Vietnamese not tell me so I can't drink the water or use this toilet. And furthermore, disrespect me and call me all kinds of abusive and offensive words, names. So why we're leaving here, sir, to go over there, sir, to kill people? Or you not communicate? Sit there. So they know to talk about violating human rights and everything, but they had no human rights and sympathy for taking a bomb and dropping a bomb on peoples and taking guns and their own people to go and kill people. And then you religious people think say that God sanction all these things. Cause when you do all of that and kill people, it's all right. That's what they're showing you, and that's what you're actually saying to them too. So if you was dealing with the scriptures then properly, and not Paul, and not the theological guidance that you will get, you would have said something wrong with this. Something's very wrong. We're meant to be loving and caring and cherishing peoples. We're meant to be godly people. Preaching.
Remember when the round six man say, time I go train, yeah. Every gully I go run, even man.
you know, internationally humiliating it is when a set of people feel away and come tell you so that you need to be educated and you need to come to some class and understand why we, whoever we is, feel the way we do, and why it hurts us so much. So you need to be, your mind, your soul, and your morality needs to be educated. Hey, that's so demeaning. Who give the authority for that? Gee whiz. You don't know what going on.
Black people, I don't come here to make one. I come here to love each and every one. Love on the road and love in my house and love all around ya. Yeah. Give me a love that grows and grows. Go there. I am not come here to drink me. I am not come here to count cow. I am not come here to drink milk. I am not come here to count cow. I am come here to love my people them. Feel love my people them. Feel love my people them. Feel love my people. I love them and live. If you hate them you will die. I love them and live. If you hate them you will die. To step in at the palace, fling where you malice. Come with Sister Wallace, come and lick up the chalice. Step in at the palace, fling where you malice. Come with Sister Wallace, come and lick up the chalice. A chalice, the chalice, and I feel alright. A chalice, the chalice, and I fuss nor fight. A chalice, the chalice, and I leave it upright. A chalice, the chalice, and I feel.
And Elizabeth II gone, and we still have another conversation with her. Which conversation? We're having conversation with the Governor Generals and nothing happened. Because we not seek change and we not seek revolution. You're joking, man. The man just say we're not bag of ear. You understand? Come. Are the real proverbs from the 12 tribe of Israel. Listen. I still don't understand how him give up the Lion of Judah and incorporate King James Bible. See? Now look at how that thing suck us in. Huh? Rastafari don't have no Bible. Rastafari don't know nothing about no white God, no human God, and all kind of something so. But how it get there? Come.
Because no strife. A wise man is strong, he's a man of knowledge. His wisdom is too high for a fool. Open up his mouth in evil places, but leave all vengeance unto Jah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. He that is wise, keepeth his life. He that keepeth his mouth, because no strife. Food says the glutton, cause he is hungry.
Things like this now shows us that we have to do for self. If no one understand that, we have to do for self. Because that same NBA then we make billions. You understand? But we're not corporate nothing. We're not structurized nothing. We just earn the money for the owners. And then sometime the man them leave and the IRS get them or the police get them. Something happen. The majority of the man them before Michael Jordan and after Michael, most of them is all bankrupted. I tell you, listen.
Blessed are they that keeps the commandments, for they are a right to the tree of life. Don't persons, I say, cannot enter. Hypocrites too cannot enter.
See, I know you get a whole heap of broadcasting people them that look like us, huh? Going against the brethren, you know. Them attack against them say he should be suspended, he should be fined, huh? And he should be made to apologize. I tell you, man, you hear them, man? Yo, them guys, listen good. Listen.
I'm not sure anymore just how it happened before. The places that I knew were sunny and blue. I can feel it deep inside. This black nigga's pride. I have no fear when I say, and I say it every day. Every nigga is a star.
What a thing. Cup.
Places that I knew were sunny and blue. I can feel it deep inside. This black nigga's pride. Said I have no fear when I say, and I say it every day, that every nigga is a star. Every nigga is a star. The new and the night. You and I and every stop. I have walked the streets alone. Years I've been on my own. To be hated and despised, won't never know what to sympathize.
Yes, you see also, if our African brothers and sisters them on the continent, did I reach out to their people them in the diaspora, in the Caribbean, in South and North America, our condition was so much different. You understand? But we can also understand them and forgive them to a point, because the same colonial boss them that have us on the islands, in the diaspora, is the same colonial boss them that was managing them, whilst they think, and we were told that they're independent. They didn't have no sovereignty, and all the institutions were formed according to the Europeans. See? And if they were not disciplined enough and bright and intelligent enough to take orders and to maintain a structure, they were not allowed to be there. See? So we here in England particularly, we go on like say, we don't understand things. Damn fools. We are going like it. Jim Screech. Come.
Shit, man. We even rob the streets at night. Fuss and fight. We don't have no respect for a black brother. We are afraid of revolution. Man, why we are afraid of revolution? Man, why we are afraid of revolution? Black man, come here fi be a tribulation. Black man, come here fi fight liberation. Time for we have a revolution. Man said a time for we have a revolution. For Babylon, them a keep up corruption. Oh, them a whole natty dread in a detention. Say them a shoot up Jaja children with no mention. Said every day we get up and we grumble. Man, every day we get up and we humble.
See? And it took George Floyd, and it took Rodney King. You understand? Hey, it took a lot of things for people to acknowledge what it is that happens to us in relation to racism and discrimination. And all these people that just come out the other day and say, Semitic, and then put the other top on top of it, anti-Semitic, and everybody cries, and the whole world have some policy within inside them democracy in representation of these people. All right, they all look the same. But should that be the measure for justice and equality and rightness and morality? Something wrong. Something totally wrong. So it goes back to this Bible thing that these people keep preaching, that God chose a set of people, and that our father, Salam, Noah, did something atrociously, and Hagar, and it goes, listen, and we bought into that. So when them kick shit in we face, we're accepting it because we bought into it. Can't you see? It's called psychology. Come.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they become, develop this political maturity...
Yo, Melik, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Come, Harris. Because that's all them do to us, you know. Give a pure problem. So whilst we are moving good, them just come with something. And that something stops us, you know. That's what they've done to our children for years. Them traumatized we. You understand? So I was sort of now, we've been victim of society. We're bruised. We're offended. We don't have the will, the zest, the zeal to go now and flourish. It's like the plant with all the weed, them, the vine weed, them go around it. Wait, do it strangle it. It suffocate it. So people them know how they've designed themselves. Why are they, preacher man? Why they so afraid of black people? Why? And we not do them nothing. We are the victim of all these society and these people. Why do they treat us this way? And at them thing they need to stop. Joke, man. Them create problem all the time. All kind of something to limit our vibration. Them take we music, infiltrate it, and change the frequency upon us. And our young children, them, and these ones that follow America and all the new thing, they don't realize that. So now the man can write in him book and start teaching and go around the place and say that there's so much black on black crime. Lie! And there's so much knife crime is inflicted by black people. Lie! You seduce all of those evils. Yeah, joking, man.
Problems, don't let it get you down. Don't let problems get you down. It will put you in a hole. Just have faith and remember God. He'll guide you along with his heart and soul. Remember, brothers and sisters, problems are must. It comes and it goes anytime. So don't do wrong.
See, I'm my mother's child, you know. No one no grow me, man. Seriously, no one no grow me. We went to a different school called Mommy's School. Come!
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. They see that the whites are so evenly divided that every time they vote, the race is so close they have to go back and count the votes all over again. And which means that any block, any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You can keep Johnson in Washington, D.C., or you can send him back to his Texas cotton patch. You're the one who sent Kennedy to Washington. You're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump.
And that was made to make us look like not unintelligent, but we're still slaves without freedom and not understanding and recognizing. You know, 'cause when you can't taste it, you don't know what it is. So you can imagine all the people that they was told, our grandparents was told that you're free. They don't understand what the hell the people was talking about. Free to do what? And what is this free? And them say, no, you've earned your freedom. And what is that? First free, then dumb. So we don't know. And we still haven't known. Because if we did, we won't be so dependent and see ourselves to be dependent on others. We'll work with others, but we don't see ourselves to be dependent on others. And we won't be inflicting all kinds of abuse and everything to ourselves. But they are inflicting discrimination and racism on us. And every time they see that some of us are broke out and I try to understand and climb, not Everest, but climb up and stand firm, recognizing their imperialism, escaping it. Them just turn around and traumatize our children and traumatize us at the same time. So now your brain can't work them way. You have to take one and try to deal with that situation and reclaim yourself and so forth and sober yourself down and all that. You can't work. And them I set the pace. So that's how him got with colored. Watch this. Listen.
In this crooked game of power politics here in America, the Negro, namely the race problem, integration, civil rights issue, are all nothing but tools used by the whites who call themselves liberals against another group of whites who call themselves conservatives, either to get into power or to retain power. Among whites here in America, the political teams are no longer divided into Democrats and Republicans. The whites who are now struggling for control of the American political throne are divided into liberal and conservative camps. The white liberals from both parties cross party lines to work together toward the same goal. And white conservatives from both parties do likewise. The white liberal differs from the white conservative only in one way. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical than the conservative. Both want power, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor. And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game that is constantly raging between the white liberals and the white conservatives.
See, they don't like the sensibility and sensitivity of us in these realms, saying that we understand, we're understanding what is happening, what is inflicting upon us, and also to now boycott it and do for self. He was a big threat, and many like him was a big threat in America and in the Caribbean, i.e., our father, Morris Bishop. Huh? You understand? And Walter Rodney. So you see, when you keep playing with these people, them, a pure mess. Pure mess.
Oh, juvenile, you know I like your style. Juvenile child, got me going wild. Juvenile child, you know I like your style. Juvenile child, got me going wild. Juvenile child, you know I like your style. One day, as I was all alone, sitting by myself, wishing for love, then you passed me by, and I could cry, 'cause you gave me the eye. Whoa, whoa, juvenile child, you got me going wild. Juvenile child, I know I like your style. Juvenile child, you got me going wild. Juvenile child, I know I like your style. And so I gesture to you, and you wink to me. I could see there was love in the air. So don't have no fear when I get near. Whoa, whoa, juvenile child, I got me going wild. Juvenile child, I know I like your style. Juvenile child, I got me going wild. Juvenile child, I know I like your style. You're so young, and I'm so old. So I've been told many a time, but I don't care just what they say. As long as I live, I will give praise. Whoa, whoa, juvenile child, I got me going wild. Juvenile child, I know I like your style. Juvenile child, I got me going wild. Juvenile child, I know I like your style. Oh, juvenile, you know I like your style. Juvenile child, I got me going wild. Juvenile.
Listen, my brothers,
Roots man.
listen to me. You better listen, my brothers.
Roots man.
Roots man, roots man, roots man. You better know yourself. Roots man, roots man. Time to know yourself. Your labor fails to bring forth fruits. Yet each day you're calling out for roots. Each day your cry is love and peace. But still you're acting like a wild beast. Roots man, roots man. You better know yourself. Roots man, roots man. Time to know yourself. Why pretend you are an upright man when you're working from the devil's plan? Why let your people cry instead of lifting your head high?
of them culture that they don't want. Listen.
Still never been no witness. The fit shall survive, so me have a lot of fitness. In my house, anointed. We all have consequences to face. We all have decisions to make. Remember, I'm never too big to break. And remember, the rain never ever too late. We all have consequences to face. We all have decisions to make. Remember, I'm never too big to break. And remember, the rain never ever too late. My life is like a little lane, no, not the Broadway. Been through a lot of struggle, yes, we learned the hard way. Which where we come from, this about the fraud way. Must say the same thing, happen for years all day. Preparing for the worst, but my work for the best. Experience, man, me know the worst. Sickness and stress, now the past we are living. Me never invest, me see the glamour and the glitter, but me never impress. No consequences to face, we all have decisions to make. Remember, I'm never too big to break. And remember, the rain never ever too late. We all have consequences to face. We all have decisions to make. Remember, I'm never too big to break. And remember, the rain never ever too late. The life we choose to live, it can be painful than a woman in labor. It's cutting you, it's cutting me. Sharper than a razor. What goes around, come round. What goes up, come down. What you don't like for yourself, don't do it to your neighbor. Me is my superior, take control of my life. Me know me have to love myself, that's my only choice. Prepare for any situation and may occur. Them say a variety, but me still love and despise a life, yeah. Consequences to face, we all have decisions to make. Remember, I'm never too big to break. And remember, the rain never ever too late. We all have consequences to face. We all have decisions to make. Remember, I'm never too big to break. And remember, the rain never ever too late. Don't forget the decisions that you make today. You have that to live with tomorrow. So stay on the straight and narrow. I know every pill you feel swallow. Cause I know tree will look firm hollow. And I know stream will look deep shallow. That's why me tell them just not trustworthy. Cause me not even just my shadow. No, consequences to face. We all have decisions to make. Remember, I'm never too big to break. And remember, the rain never ever too late. We all have consequences to face. We all have decisions to make. Remember, I'm never too big to break. And remember, the rain never ever too late. All we need is love. 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 Why are we so blind? Because we ain't got no vision. Why are we so gullible? Don't make our own decisions. Why are we so dunce? Even though we are educated. Why are we so horrible? Why? It's unbearable. Why are we so selfish? Obviously we don't care. Why are we so critical? Sometimes it makes me scared. Why are we so weak? Always selling ourselves cheap. Why are we so contrary? This world gets really scary. Why are we so cruel? Man, life don't value jewel. Why are we so judgmental? Always making assumptions. Why are we so distant? But still worship the same God. Why are we so ungrateful? It's painful, how some not faithful. Why are we so
I just can't understand it. Why are we so corrupt? This really makes me panic. Why are we so toxic? Why are we so toxic? Why are we so toxic? Why mankind so toxic? Why? The world is in a mess cause all them concerned about is them pay. So them lead you astray instead of leading you the right way. All me see is that killer cuss pots and a cosplay. Nobody now, well no men's again, no prayer, not pray. Apparently I be your cause the on social media take over, so we just living for the cloud. All you for voting worse than who you have voted out. Sad to say, but I don't trust the words that come from their mouth. They giving a lot of jokes, but me still can't laugh. My would have run well long time if Jamaica was on my heart. One of the things them want me can't understand is the warmth. Everything else gets stopped, but every gun come out. I notice every man a preach, but nobody not practice. No. Them used to be solid, but now them recycle like plastic. Why yeah, regular my ask this? Why everybody toxic? This is how whoa. Yeah. I'm here say now. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, if you don't have love in you, you got nothing at all. Cause remember, love conquer it all, love conquer everything. The Ogle said that. Wow. Yeah. Some people are like, sure you're glory. How this a call? A phone I can ring. My brother just be a sad story. Hello.
Yo, Father Bubba.
How this?
9 Vines, man.
Vines, where are you?
Yo, my day, no father. Yo, man, tell us something. You see Toxicity album? Yeah, God on the earth, you know.
Jaja.
Yo, it back.
Give thanks, man. Give thanks. Ah, Javon, I go record over the part there. I want me to just say again. Go record it over. Ready? Your phone ring again in a Javon. Hold on. I have to take that call. You know when I bring back that phone and I go take my record. Hold on, let me take that call there. Yo, family.
Go on, Bubba.
My day, I know what I did. You know, sign in the studio, I record one song, but I see name pop up. I say, I have to take that call there.
Boy, a long time, I never hear for you, but you song them and reach people and send them DJ. A long time, I last time I played a song in a one party, you know. And me, 100,000 money broke, you know.
Jaja.
You see on the song when you post the mistake for the new album.
Yeah.
It a beat them bad right now, and the Toxicity album gone and run, you know.
See la.
Right, they say I'm a DJ.
Yeah, well, go on. I got done record that song, yeah? And shout to him, and you can't well raise it. But we give thanks to the glory.
Alright, then that's alright.
Ah, my fam. What a joyful moment.
Me feel proud nowadays when me see youths are enemy. Cause all those barefoot walking lead to clocks wallaby. Underground bad man you go. It was a proud moment when me opened my own studio. Love me if you see me in a Louis V, couldn't afford you go. One time big up the seeker, no man I never to go. David Curry, you know how you go. Surround me a big up you go. Yeah. I'm here say now. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, if you don't have love in you, you got nothing at all. Cause remember, love conquer it all, love conquer everything. The Ogle said that. Wow. Yeah.
Yes. And that way I say. So, we'll try discover after Trump say fake news and so forth, and people that say the man lose him head. I call him Nero still. But who control this censorship? Global censorship. One. What does Semitic mean globally? Two. How is it that Semitic is being incorporated with European peoples when it's Africans, Amharic, Arabic, and Hebrew. I mean, this is the families of Africa. And when I talk some part of Africa now, we talk Africa. I don't know why they don't put Swahili in there. Amharic, Swahili, and Fusa, Arabic. You understand? Because they always trying to create an image of Arabians as in the people them who is Arabs. No, wrong move again. And we have African American and African Caribbean and African British scholars, historians. Y'all need to set the thing straight, but then again, if you are dependent on such peoples for your funding, then you will not say anything. Seriously, that's how it works, isn't it? You understand? So that's just, and Africa don't even stand up and say, yo, Semitic language is ours. And when a people now hijack it now and put anti-pun it, now they're turning it into their thing. Well, they're using it to represent themselves. And you can't fault nobody for wanting to represent themselves. But they must say globally that are them. Because them need recognition. They need to be recognized for what they're not. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, nothing about no Jew or Christian. Allah tells us about Bani Israel. Yes. And he tells us a lot about the children of Bani Israel. And he tells us a lot about their mannerisms, their strength, and their failures, as within all peoples. Oh gosh, man. Yes. So, when Muslims, Israel, do not stand and represent truth, right, and human dignity on this earth, and those who are looked upon, that is the custodians of the house called the Kaaba, is hurtful. And the world sees that as a strength to themselves because they feel say that Muslims approve of such when it is a set of people who want Muslims to be liberalized. And they're getting that from the custodians of the house. So let me just throw this thing back again. This young man plays for Manchester City, who's owned by some Arab conglomerate. Yeah, this is a group of them. But he's black. So, should the African, Caribbean, British, black ask Manchester City to put the management to apologize for the racial abuse and the racial trauma and disrespect that that young man and his family had to witness and feel? Of course we should. But we're not set up, we're not structuralized. We're not structuralized, we're not set up like that. And then we want to open our mouth and say we have community. Which community? We're not set up like that. And we should have been organized like that. And that's why if we were organized like that, a lot of these racial things would have disappeared. And if they didn't disappear, we'd be in court with them. You see a person allegedly assault those people, you want to see how quick the police track you down, find you, arrest you, charge you, and you have to go to court. Yeah, man. In England, right here. Any person that say they're a Jew and them get feel offended by anybody, I saw it go. And British people, when I go and like say, and this is in a country, yeah, I tell you, strange people. So I'm telling you again, God Almighty wants excellence of the human being. Excellence of the human being. You understand? And that's what I'm saying. We must strive for excellence. Make the people think every minute come and interfere with you, and all of a sudden now we forgot who we are and our aims and objectives in life and how we are strive to right the wrongs that was inflicted on our ancestors and be somebody's in this time and then leave something for our children them so they don't just follow and become fodder and all this type of thing. You understand? And then finish up lusting for plain amusement. Huh? Nah. So we're not really, you understand? Striving for human excellence is what God Almighty fashioned us for, created us for. You understand? And we must use every means to accomplish and achieve that. Huh? And everything that there is there to achieve that is what God Almighty has given and awarded this earth. It's not exclusive to any one set of people. Yes. But until we get to that understanding, we're always going to be some kind of fiction and trauma and disappointments. I'm saying that, and it's true. The mental trauma that we've been through and our parents have been through and our generations have been through, nobody's not been through it. Victims of this earth, we. And when I talk about Moses, Musa alayhi salam, and all of that, because when the people try to associate all of that and then turn around and tell you that what is written in the Bible was foretold and it was meant to happen. Low that rubbish. Which was meant to happen. If the people then weren't evil, it would not have happened. And if you say that be the case, we ask about God. Stop being so ignorant. Stop being so ignorant. Now, I played Dr. Amos Williams earlier, and he said, our education should teach us to solve our own issues. A true talk. But we get hyper because we want some of the man pounds and another one wants some of the man dollars. And want not even that as well. We want his friendship. Want their friendship. And we feel that their direction, their leadership will secure us. And it's a lie. They send a lot of you to the mental institution, then take another lot of you and take all your earnings from you, and then take another lot of you and transform you. And then help you to degrade our women. Then what do we have after that? Many television adverts now assure you say that to be a successful woman, you have to be with a white man. And this white man, if you're with him, you'll be having a car that can fly. You have great luxuries. Then the luxuries is not jewelry, you know. Industrial luxuries. And home. Yes. And the backdrop is showing you that the world is your oyster. There's no black man there. And the thing was done purposefully because the children are mixed race. The woman is African, black skin. And this is adverts. You think say them a sell the car? They're selling an image. They're selling a change of society. They're selling a perception. They're projecting a perception. How dare you? You understand? Try argue with we. We control this, not you. So we already demean so much of our women and our mothers. Yeah? Why would a woman want to spend time with me who's demeaning her and with all the vulgarities and so forth? Huh? Yeah, joking. So where is our sociologists? Where's our psychologists? Where's our historians? Where's our teachers? You think some money is everything? Nah. Some of us have money, and that same money they don't even pay to bury us. Seriously. So strive for human excellence is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty, requires of the human beings. And then those who disregard is ask us, which of the favors of your Lord will you deny, O mankind? Which of the favors? There's none. It's when we sell our soul, give it up, that we become torn me apart and believe, say we have something, and then all of a sudden, problem hit we. Huh? And that same set of people that we are trying to push up ourselves with, they're not there to assist you, because they were never there to assist in the first place. So who's actually influencing whom? You think so the influence just come today, just round the corner? Something's been worked upon for years and years. And they've seen the results. It's just that every so often something shows its ugly face. Makes us wonder, what is it that they're doing now? But it's always that we fall for it. So if we value relationships, if we value ourselves, and stop saying historically that we understand the journey, understanding it and recognizing it and don't have no value for ourselves is confusing. See, with Al-Islam, you have to have value for yourself. You have to have love for yourself. And when one have that, one can appreciate, accept the Creator. Then one can now accept the Prophet of Al-Islam, because now you have a guide, a teacher. That's the criteria. They come first. And it's not saying divorce mother and father. No, it's not saying that at all. And we do this with obedience, with a willingness. And then we accept to discipline ourselves. Nobody disciplines us. We accept to discipline ourselves and coordinate ourselves and govern ourselves and set up institution I call family. So how dare somebody come and try to interfere with that and project what they perceive to be what should be for me, and now come and use censorship, not political correctness, no, censorship. But them can do this thing because them control the global employment and them control the global media narratives. See? So everybody else, as far as they're concerned, follows. And if you step out of line in any which way or form, they will show you who run things. I have to do something on Muslims too, because we're humans. But we have those who are not, who tries to project themselves to be angelic, but are not humanly just. Because when them see us, them see black. They not see us as human. Them not say we are human, but they not treat we with that honor and dignity and respect as human beings. Them see us as black. So them have also a discriminatively mindset. Yeah. You think so we don't know? And you see, the whole world has something against African peoples. I tell you. And it could be that genetically they know say that we are the fathers of civilization and the mothers. But what does that do? That doesn't score points for us. There had to be an origin. There had to be a species that brought about all of this. So that doesn't give us any brownie points. But what I'm saying is, if that be one of the ills that they've understood, they're hurt by it. And I don't know what they're going to accomplish with that. Seriously, I don't know. And those who hide behind the Semitic thing, when I have, you sought for power, when I have it. But leave us alone, man. And leave the Palestinian people alone also. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that because I can. What you do with yourself is entirely up to you. Guidance.
Settle down and be a man. Boy, yeah. Said if you wanna be in mischief, you're never gonna reach your goal.
And you see what happened? They're going to ostracize this brother, because the brother embraced al-Islam. See? And they're going to put that, to be this Muslim, you have, it would appear that you have to be rare. And it's a lie. You understand? Because what they have shown is they monitor us. So if you're having a conversation now about something, and them feel say that this is a atrocious conversation, something that prejudice them and so on, then them call all different bodies and everything. And if you work for them or any person that is part of them, one of their nationals, then your goose is cooked. So this is what actually have happened. Now, because it's a movie that somebody's made, right? I send a link to somebody. Like somebody could send a link on my show to some other people. So if the people them say, watch it, we don't like what I'm saying, and everything. Now they will go and ostracize this footballer, this basketball player, whoever it is, that has done such a thing. Little more them come for me, but they understand the point. So now, is it that media network is theirs? If it's theirs, why not shut it down like it did to Trump? Okay. But because of this brother's influence and the amount of support across the earth that he has, not that he went out there to get it, but people admire what he brings to basketball. Them admire his skills. Okay. And that's been going on for years. The only time they're going to stop admiring is when him stop play. Okay. So you know now that the minute he come out now and talk about Islam and his feelings and everything, that's a great influence. Is that the reason why things happen to Michael Jackson as well? I mean, conspiracy theories. Come.
Emancipation has come, free my children. Judgment time it has come. Repatriation has come. Let's know. Too much blood running down the drain. Too many needles coming in the vein. Too many youths starting up cocaine. Too many lives coming down the drain. And too many women start to feel the pain. Too many youths growing out the brains. Too many sisters going down insane. Too many children in the falling rain. Judgment time it has come, no doubt. Repatriation has come, boy. Emancipation has come, blessed. Liberation has come. But Rasta make the world go round. Rasta wear the golden crown. See the pin a golden child. Wicked heart to frown. Say Rasta make the world go round. A Rasta wear a golden crown. And see the pin a golden child. Wicked heart to frown. All right.
Yes. So we have people them, like I said before, who have given up the line of Judah for King James. And we have people them who have found themselves with education, slipped through the net, all the hills and the valleys and the discrimination and everything, and are using their personalities, their talents, and so forth to liberate the minds independently of us. And another set of people said, no, that can't work. So now I'm saying to y'all, with all these new groups that you see across America that have bought themselves over here in England and some countries within Africa and the Caribbean that are calling themselves Hebrew and Israelites and all that, and all these costumes and all that, ask yourselves, really, have we never seen this before? Where are we going? It's nothing to do with unification, you know. It's segregating and separating peoples. Nothing about commonality of bringing peoples together, despite of all of our beliefs and faith and everything. That's most important. But when you come with an isolated effort, who you working for? How come they don't get those people? How come they don't interfere them people? Because they promote those people. They probably are the teachers, the practitioners of those people. And it works for them. Like all the people them that rushed from America, particularly America, and went over to Palestine. And the people them say, yo, you can steer this side of the place, and we're going to call it Amona and everything. Isn't that them turn around and tell them people that say, listen, we don't want to hear again, you know. We have to come out. And that go on, and that don't make popular news. But the new group of the people them, with this ex-policeman and him colleagues, they have the spotlight. Them have the spotlight. And all they did with some of the youth them is tell the people them that God is a woman and worship between her legs and all this nonsense. Yeah. And people them that them feel, other church ministers that them feel could do them any wrong. They go make them see that, yo, we strong enough. And they go into those persons, them district, with at least 15,000 youth, just as a symbolism to say, yo, you see we here? And I 1 and 2 are winner. And the American state governments then feel good that somebody can bring out all of these young people and so forth and so forth. And then we're supposed to say to yourself, wait a minute, are these people implying these youth? Where them get all this money for all these uniforms and so forth? Now someone turn around and tell you that Angola, that prison in Louisiana, is empty. Then I say, yo, when I go out with something. And Houston, I say, yeah, when I go out with something, man. The prison them emptying. And people are being reformed. I want to find some good homes for them, or them can build. Huh? That not work. A joke. So, the other day, I never turn around and tell the people, and thanks for the listenership, thanks for the few numbers, you know what I mean? The numbers, yeah, Brian, Anthony, and others, yeah, thanks for that, and I really appreciate it. But I must come in on the ghettoology, you know, because I keep this series going, and I don't really want to get involved in international world conspiracies and world things like that. I live in England. You understand? So, them say Black History Month done. A lie, and not done. We just observe that month, but we continue, especially me and my people them. And front room, you will see that is never done. You understand? My front room page is about African history and Caribbean history, Black people history. You understand? Sometimes it specifically go to the Caribbean, specifically go to different countries of Africa. We ain't done nothing in England because this is not for we country. But it's going to appear that we're going to need to do something on England in relation to the way we have been treated from that time to this time. Yeah. You understand? And that would be only a history, social history, and political history. The history of us is the beauty of us. It's not supposed to be a reflection on the tyranny. That is what the man want, and we get stuck in that, and then we try to figure out how the hell to get out of that, and we're losing our children because of that. Because children say that's a long talk, and they need to survive, they need to flourish, they need not exist, you know. And this man is saying the only way that you're going to be somebody going to come and run for me or kick a ball for me. Yeah. And don't you see what I've done for 1 and 2 of you? And so on. And that's why I kept saying, you know, in the last 5 years, the people is on the verge of developing a black middle class in England. And then we have problem, because for our own children, is going to divorce us. I tell you, serious thing. It shouldn't happen, but it will. And the power of B, which is the law and everything, will substantiate that. You know? That's why when we have certain problems and we get a legal team and so forth with the families doing something, then the police or whoever, them work something out, then them tell that family not to reveal anything to anyone. Not to reveal anything, not to say, yo, we went to court and such happened, because them close the gallery. And we're going like, say we're not journalists as well, but yet still we know so much things about so much things. But that said family, those families are told not to voice any opinion or give any statements to anyone in regard and in relation to. So now we don't know what happened to little girl. We don't know what happened to, right? And it goes on. Because they're not going to have the same outcome that happened with the New Cross murder, the fire. And now, because information can move so fast, you think the people are stupid? So they've done everything possible to shut these things down. So the family of those children that's been abused and killed and everything, the people obey the people. Whether they are Christian, Muslims or what, that's not even part of it. They just obey them. They don't come back and say to us, listen, them decide to give we £5 million. But we were told the conditions are we keep we mouth shut. And they're not saying that they willfully kill him or not. They're just saying that they expect responsibility and so forth. And this is what we deem to award you. But you must not speak and give statements and anything to anyone. Yeah. Those things have happened and those things are happening. So now, because what's the newspaper called? Not the Gleaner. Them people, they are backed by the same other people them that said that they are special people, you know. I tell you. Guidance. Dennis Emmanuel Brown, 12th tribe of Israel.
Hey, hey, Lord have mercy now, hey. Children of Israel, get ready now. Babylon is shaking and not steady. Iniquity workers are confused, and evil for good is what we choose. It's time we left from their griefs, move away from the sinking ships. The time is right, so let's unite. Through the works of Jah, through the works of our Lord, through the works of Selassie, Rastafari. I have seen your light, so I stand up fully in his side. I praise him day and night. Yeah, yeah, boy. Children of Israel, get ready now. Said Babylon is shaking and not steady. There's some among us, though they are few, who would say But even though they are just a few, said I know the damage they can do. I have seen your light shining bright. I won't let go, no way. Children of Israel, get ready now. Babylon is shaking. Gotta be moving. Gotta be moving. Gotta be moving.
Church of Israel, Dennis Emmanuel Brown. Set.
Slander my name, hear them bark, trying to make them mark. But I'm ahead of the game. Girl, as long as you feel me, the way you say you do. Wake up every day and thrill me, make me feel brand new. I will be satisfied, ignore the fact that they lied. Count every drop of tears they cry, 'cause every time they say we want to come with them mind. Let them talk, let them talk, yeah. Let them slander my name. Go teachers born and must skylark and put themselves to shame. Oh.
Them now want we for draw them type of card then reggae music again, you know. They want we for stay behind them. And them type, they frighten them, you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, ja. Stay calm and trust in Jaja. Stay calm and trust in Jaja. Stay calm and trust in Jaja. Stay calm.
Can you imagine? You never get to see for them woman them, you know. You understand? And when I have some idiot man them keep pining after Muslim women, see? And not even Muslim women. They must say that the Muslim women don't have no freedom or independence and all kind of nonsense. Yeah? So when I go after the Askanaki them, man, go look them. Them wear wigs and thing, you know. Go look them, man. See if you can get one of them. And maybe they will start leaving us alone. You understand? And stop bothering our young man them that make money and open up them out and say this and that. And them now go after nobody like Farrakhan, you know. Them just say, yo, I will look upon this, see what this man do, because the man make a movie and everything. See what these European people was up to. You understand? How them deal with them one another and everything. And then look and see how them same European people, some of them same European people gone across to Palestine and look how them behave and everything. Yo, could that be right? What go on here? You understand? Them type of conversation that's supposed to happen. You're joking.
He never faced me yet. No. Lord of mercy. Everywhere I go, I want the world to know that Jesus never faced me yet.
See it? Hear what I'm saying? Jesus, you know. Jazzy Nooks.
Fight against them that fight against me. Oh, Jah. Chase them away. Chase them away right now. Be my shield and my buckler. I beg
see that George there before with him, Jesus? That's the George that is in church right now. You understand? You ever know what going around these places, you know? I tell you, man, you get some fun out of them. See? And that's why I say I can give you know, my Bible when I'm ready, you know. I tell you, yeah, joke. The people are funny.
Ooh. Ooh. Happiness, 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 yo. Happiness, happiness. Won't you come around, come relieve me stress? Social distance cause loneliness. Me they are the east and you they are the west.
See, at that them want don't allow us to have any happiness. You understand? Cause when you feel so you're down there, you don't feel good. You understand? And them know that. So this disturb our feelings, cause problem. So before me, let's go and let them have a reason to cut me off and suspend me and cut me off completely. All this guidance. Is it this? Come. Leo, Light Parks, it come like me a beg, you know, but keep the faith. Yes, what I was saying that I didn't finish. When you look up on front room, you see that we're not done with the African history. And front room, we need your support, you know. Yeah, come in the front room and give your support to ourselves, because over this, let them try tell anybody over this that we have hurt them and we not believe in the listen here. Come, we're ready.
I love you. I never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get this feeling that's so hard to bear. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight.
Yes. So I say that fever they deep. Hey, that fever they strong, you know. And this brother, this youth here, Christopher Martin. Yeah, we don't need for wrench you out, you know. Come, man.
Murder. Chatty, Mount Amasi, mix up. Why you don't leave people business?
Shit, leave them business alone. Guidance, big youth, come. Jai youth.
Yeah. 27 songs, my brethren. And when you try to just keep it in your heart, keep it in your mind.
Yes, mommy. We're gone, you know. Daddy, take good care. May I tell you. My brother, yo, you have to defend them, you know. Make space for me when I soon come. Yo, gone. Guidance, little more.
Yeah. 27 songs, my brethren. And when you try to just keep it in your heart.
Oh, I can't go away like this. There's a job for everybody. Somebody, anybody, nobody. There is a job for everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. Oh, I ask you a question. For whose job was it? Whose responsibility was it? Whose job was it? You understand? When everybody knows say that them can do it, somebody knows say that them could have do it too. Anybody say that nobody can do it, when everybody knows say that anybody and somebody can do it. So it's very important to know say that we're totally responsible. We should be totally responsible to ourselves. And I let any boy, any person, any country, any set of people come tell we say, you can't say this, you can't do this, and you have to work with this. Because you see, one time, in the same country called England, they told us in school, that Africans did not write. It's just oral history them have, oral understandings them have. See? That's what them tell we. In our school and then college. See? It's when we get to university, we start see African texts. So when you get to Cambridge, you start see Cambridge Press. See? Yes, England. So we have this feeling that our people never had no form of sophistication. Them, you know what I mean? 'Cause once those persons, them gone, them transmit whatever to a next generation, and it keeps going. You know what happened to that? It becomes weaker and weaker, and sometimes it just disappears totally. You understand? And at that, them fed us. But you see now, when we embrace Al-Islam, and even before we embrace Al-Islam, through the quest for knowledge, we start see this Mali and these empires, and we see an Ethiopia, we see a whole heap of literature, and then we have to fix up and get ourselves right, because everything that we know and we dream and our visions were English. The early set of us knew some Latin. Yes, we have people like one of my aunties are 104, I shouldn't be saying it. But yes, she's that number. You understand? So she can tell you a whole heap of England. Mm-hmm. But anyhow, this is the thing. England. So Mali, Ethiopia, and these places. So we have to fix up and start look at ourselves. Now, what does that mean? To know what is there, we have to learn a language. Not languages, but later on it turned out to be languages. But there was a methodology that could have been used and were used and still is used to accommodate the languages. Yeah, okay. Then you have to make time. You have to be patient. You have to make time. You have to find instructors, teachers, people that can make time for you also. Mm-hmm. So you can get to understand or to know something, and then how to approach the language. Then you have to develop linguistic qualities. It's all about sound. Not the clarity of the sound, Not the higher of the sound, not the pitch and the tone. It's the tone of the voice. And the car and the sheen and the dumb. That alone takes time. Everything takes time here. And you have to be tolerant and patient. And hopefully your tutor or instructor has time for you. Because they're not in England. And even the one that's in England, you hope so that they're staying a length of time, or they have the tools to help you. And in many cases, we have to find things ourselves. This is us trying to know something about us, That white man who caused the problem never helped we find a solution to help solve the problem for us. And love to see us wiggling like worm. That's it. And then we have some of our own people who try to discredit what was before them. They want the white man thing, they want the Bible, they don't want to know nothing else. So, the Semitic language and the Semitic people and the education of Africa has not dwelled within our being. It's inside our DNA, but we ain't being switched on back. Like how we switch on with sound system and play so much record. And then we plug in a microphone and we can sing and rap and clap and everything. It hasn't come to that. And it should have come to that. The man knew exactly what he was doing to us. So now we have these other people that every time them sight we and everything, they're keeping an eye on us. Why are they keeping an eye on us? Why is everybody keeping an eye on us? And we're not dangerous. And we don't profess danger or criminality. We fall short, some of us. But there's a very, very small percentage, a number, not even a percent, a number of us. We will overcome. We definitely will. You can't kill us all out. And you can't pollute us, all our brains and our sensitivity. We will not redeem, we will be independently minded. We will be.
Yeah. 27 Psalms, my brethren. And when you try to just keep it in your heart, keep it in your mind, keep it in your thoughts. The Lord is my light and my salvation, of whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? Because when the wicked, even my enemies and my foes came up with me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. No one else shall encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. No wall shall rise up against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desire of John, that will I seek out, that I may dwell in the house of Jah all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of John, to inquire in his temple. Because in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret places of his tabernacle shall he hide I. He shall set me up upon a rock, and now shall my head be lifted up above my enemies round and about me. I will sing yea, and I will sing praises unto Jah. Hear, O Jah, when I cry with thy voice of mercy, also put me and answer me. Because when thou saidst, seek ye thy face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Jah, will I seek, God. Put not thy servant away in anger. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O Jah, of my salvation. Because when my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord God, the Rastafari, will take I am. He shall not suffer thy foot to be moved. Only with his eyes shall he protect and guide us day by day, night by night. Jah will guide us in every way. So people keep the faith no matter how the time gets rough. People keep the faith no matter how the time gets dread. Cause the Lord is my light and my salvation, I say. Just keep the faith and hold on. Keep the faith and keep on keeping it on. Keep the faith and keep on doing on. Keep the faith and keep on doing good, like you know you should in your neighborhood. To all the people you can, in every way you can. God the Lord is my light and my salvation. 27 Psalms I say. No war shall rise up against me, in this will I be confident. One thing wise is I have John, that will I seek God, that I may dwell in the house of John the days of my life, to behold the beauty of John, to inquire in his temple. For the time of trouble he shall hide me way up in his pavilion, and take me up in higher, ever higher, 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 higher. Jah shall take I and I in higher region. Take me to the city. What a beautiful city, where the people show a love and happiness and have it. For the Lord me lighten on the child.
Yes, the man created apartheid in us in Africa, and we cried blood, and we pushed hard, hard, hard for everyone in the world to wake up and acknowledge that crime. We kept pushing, and a young generation in England still here kept pushing, and all across the earth. But these brothers and sisters and socialists in this country push hard and brought Winnie here. That same structure of apartheid system has been deployed in Palestine across Jerusalem, what them called Jerusalem, which is the second Jerusalem. We don't even have that conversation yet. You understand? And them have this wall. And everybody can see every 2 years they mash up the Palestinian people them. They mash up their areas. Huh? And then them have a beg their own and European peoples them, the good-hearted people them, and then rebuild. And as them get up, them come again and them talk these things about, oh, Hamas and this and that and Iran and this and that. And the United Nations, Britain and all these others are here to those things. And these people, them send their jets in, and before them do that, them always send them army people them and beat up people, walk about in them boots and everything, and sile our mosque, Alexa mosque, humiliating us, and take our elders and beat them about. Then capture people them house and mash them up. And then them send them bombs in, and the whole place they mash up, and all the schools and college, everything, all the health services, everything. And our water services. They've been doing this for more than 40 years. Sharon is gone. And this Yahoo guy, he's been doing a hell of a lot. But nobody has said nothing about them. Isn't that a sin? Isn't that wrongdoings? And the same people want to tell you so that they've been through so much. A lie. Can't be possible, man. And there's no scripture that uphold these things, because good warrants good. Isn't that us? You ever enslaved our poor parents, and we are the children of the slave? What have we done? You brutalize us. You discriminate us. You harass us. You don't let us. You don't allow us to grow. So you anticipate something that's not factual. But you know that we're capable of so much. But one thing we're not capable of, and we will not do, is seek revenge. I would like our people to take all you people them to court. But then, you know, the judges and everybody, it's going to be yourself again. Right? For your system. What have you done to Australia and Tasmania? Huh? And New Zealand? And what a place there? Hawaii and all these places. Come on, man. Seriously. It's all you and God. Don't you understand? We believe in a just God. Not for you, against you and not for me. For all peoples. Because God don't give you oxygen and don't give me none. Or give me and don't give you. And He don't give me water and don't give you none. And He don't give me water and said that I supposed to serve you. Neither did He give me oxygen or you oxygen and said, this is who you must serve. Nah, because if that be the case, He would have killed us out already. Guidance. What I'm saying is wrong is wrong. And we all know what is wrong. That's it. And everybody represents themselves. They're supposed to represent themselves for goodness. Not to be superior over other people. And then you take all the text, all the literature, and write them to make other people and feel, say, that another set of people never existed or they shouldn't have been in existence. So you're controlling the historical narratives again. Because you publish all these books, put all these things about the place, and you spill untruths. But you want everybody to think, say that you spill truths. So anybody who opposes anything, and they even oppose, that come with a different perspective on Africa and African origins and Egyptian origins and religious philosophy and ideology is wrong. Because it has to come from you. So now you ask the British people them, what is their religious philosophy? Them tell us it from the Greeks. But them tell us there's 100 and some for the manuscript, and all of them are different. Because they never had the original of anything. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us, the world, that there was no there was Bunny Israel, and there's no Jew, neither a Christian, and we don't know nothing about no Jesus, and we don't know nothing about, we know about Jacob, and you know about Levi, Dan, Benjamin, Isaiah, Zebulun. We know them. We know those names. Can you see those names? Those names are not Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John and Peter, is it? Okay. Very strange how Rasta, who got right close to home, to the first Al-Quds, the first Jerusalem, give up the line of Judah for King Elizabeth, Queen Victoria, King George, and Queen Elizabeth, backed by this man here called James. A strange thing that. And now Rasta was trying to validate themselves any which way. Him never want nothing to do with his oppressors. Period. Nothing to do with his oppressors. And want to just get back to Africa. So, in the meantime, him just idle. Just like every other animal. And love it just like that. So where did this fixation come? Where does this attraction come? Where does this indoctrination, where did this influence come from? And at that we need to look at. Because Rasta did it, but those who call themselves Christians done it too. And done it before Rasta. So could it be that we influenced ourselves by the man thing? Because you see, also Rasta never want to go to him school and nothing to do with him. Naya man had nothing to do with those people. Nyaman had nothing to do with those people. And you have a whole heap of Nyaman all across the Caribbean. It's just that the dreadlocks, them Rastafari's born in a jam rock. So the Nyaman is African. Hence, Nyabingi. Oh, that's another conversation too deep again. Oh my gosh. Guidance.
Time to make another turn. No looking back. It's time to accept that it's just another lesson learned. Time to make another turn. Now I'm changing on the pillar of salt. Just another lesson learned. Smiling faces, deceitful hearts, eyes that try to scan your thoughts, loose and lying lips, so many culprits. Just another day in this place, 'cause it's time to make another turn. No looking back, it's time to accept that it's just another lesson learned. Time to make another turn. Not changing on the pillar of salt, just another lesson learned. Sorrow looking back, worry looking around, but faith looking forward. I and I traveling forward. They come into their snares and traps, their stumbling blocks. Still we all got to keep moving forward. Moving in another way. 'Cause everything that happened, it happened for a purpose. Lashes and clashes, they still cannot hurt us. We're guided by the Most High. Time to say bye. Time to make another turn. No looking back, it's time to accept that it's just another lesson learned. Yeah. Time to make another turn. Not turning on no pillar of salt, just another lesson learned. I'm turning to greener pastures. Can't take the chaos, 'cause me know the order. Hey. I'm moving with joy and laughter. 'Cause every day you live and you learn. Time to make another turn. No looking back, it's time to accept that it's just another lesson learned. Just another lesson learned. Time to make another turn. Not changing on the pillar of salt, just another lesson learned. 'Cause I got to make another turn. No looking back, it's time to accept that it's just another lesson learned. Time to make another turn. Not changing on the pillar of salt.
Yeah, man, them the artists there now, you see, we full. You just want them youth there that come out there now the other day to understand, say, we need to maintain our dignity.
Remember me when you reach Mount Zion. Remember me when you reach on the other side. For I will
So we want to go away. See, all those photographs you see there, these are life taken from us. Yes, by the British establishment. Yes, these are just some. It's not all. These are just some. In London, from London. Understand? Seriously. Painful, isn't it? Painful. Luciana, yeah, take your foot off my toe. Calm.
Sweet like the grave. Love is. Whoa, when you say you love me, please express. Don't let it be a cliche with words I love to hear. Show me that you mean it straight from the heart, and not just word of mouth, but by your deeds and thoughts. Oh, love means never to leave me lonely.
See, wicked when we play Luciana, you know. I tell you. Guidance, for real.
The African people, the African continent, the African people, the African continent, Africa is the black man's own.
So if you didn't know, you know now again and again and again. But remember something to Americans and British peoples. Vernon John, yeah, was the man speaking on our behalf, especially my grandparents' behalf. You understand? That generation. And the so-called church establishment, theological institutions, and the Senate of America finds it was talking too strong, too harsh. So the ministers them appease these people and muzzle Vernon. And what them do? They went and look for somebody, and that's how Martin Luther King came at that particular juncture in time. And Vernon was making us independent to do for self, farm, grow what we eat and eat what we grow, and develop our own economy, our housing, all these things, you know, this man. And them use that space, that building, that four-post structure to speak these things on a week-by-week basis, and how we must grow close to each other, and so forth. Vernon John. Now, they put Martin in there, but Martin would have had, if there was to think and work within us and not being directed by others, it would have been a natural progression, a natural progression, which I call transitioning. Yeah? You understand? Because the mental have to change. The old gods them become, the earlier gods then become old, and it's just right and proper for them to pass on the range and teach and elevate others, so the structure would continue to grow. But that man never want that. So like we have the NCAA or whatever it called body was set up by these Askanakis supposedly on our behalf. And a lot of them incorporated themselves, just like the young socialists do here in England, with Martin and the theological practice that they all were involved within. They found themselves there. And they became his advisors. Yes, his advisors. His advisors were not black people. His advisors was other than black. And it happened to be these European Askanakis. That's why there was such an infinity with the Kennedy family. Them thought that that was good because it didn't create no heat. So why is civil rights has been brandished? Those people are made in themselves nationals. And they learned a great deal from that experience. And then they finish up being our landlords and our state food providers. Oh yes. They said basketball, them take from us. It's not that we own basketball, but we had a league and they took it from us. And then them start promote us to say, well, they will help break the white and black segregation. And from that time till now, them still manage black Catholics. Them run Globetrotter. Globetrotter just we, but them run it. I made millions for them all across the earth. Playing amusement, fun and games. But Vernon John know, we not see him. And we should. But you see too, we don't have an institution. We shot. Listen, bit.
As you all know, Deacon Hill, Coach Hill, whom we all knew and loved, was killed this past week by the Montgomery police when he suggested to them that they had beaten another man sufficiently. Brother Hill was my friend. He was your friend. He was these three boys' father. He was this woman's loving husband. Brother Hill was a good man, a courageous man. You know, my grandfather, who was a slave, was hanged for cutting his master in two with a scythe. When they asked him on the gallows if he had anything to say, he said, "Yes, I'm just sorry that I didn't do it 30 years earlier." Then they dropped the trap door. Last week, Brother Hill found a cause worth dying for. I envy him. Like Moses, he was a peaceful man who saw something that so horrified him that he was compelled to act. They say he was interfering with the policeman in the execution of his duties. Well, I say he was carrying out God's program. Now, I don't have to remind you about the Ten Commandments. Brother Hill knew that the simplest and the clearest of those 10 great commandments was, "Thou shalt not kill." God never said thou shalt not kill unless you are a police officer. He most certainly did not say, thou shalt not kill unless you are white. Last week, a white man was fined for shooting a rabbit out of season. But it's safe to murder Negroes. A rabbit is better off than a Negro because in Alabama, niggers are always in season. And I'll tell you why it's safe to murder Negroes, because Negroes stand by and let it happen. When the Klan burns a cross, it is a message. The next step will be a lynching. But as I watched the cross burning outside the church last night, it occurred to me that the crucifixion was just that, a lynching. And isn't it ironic that everything we worship was made possible by a lynching? Because at that ultimate moment of death, Jesus spoke the words that transformed a lynching into a crucifixion, that made Jesus not a condemner, but a redeemer. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. But the white policemen who are free day after day to murder Negroes know what they do.
Serious. So, that was Vernon John. You understand? That's one of his speeches. Okay. So we say guidance.